Excited. I mean, with both those guys, but Hank's one of those quarterbacks that has a ton of experience. He's seen a lot of defenses. He's thrown a lot of passes, thrown a lot of touchdowns, and that's huge. Just being able to come into a college environment. Obviously, there's a big jump, that goes along with that, but. With the experience that he's had over his high school career, it definitely puts him in an advantage. He's one of those guys that, physically he can make all the throws from the pocket. He's athletic enough to escape, and we're excited about that aspect with him. Kind of being that natural playmaker. Can run the football a little bit and do some different things with him. He's very accurate, and he's very smart. So that was one of the things I noticed with him right away when recruiting him and watching him in practice. And when I did get opportunities to see him play, he was in control. You could tell he had good pre-snap reads. He controlled the offense, and I think he'll be able to come in and learn the offense quickly.
Whether fair or unfairly, 2 of the last 3 years you guys had a quarterback decommit, so fans were a little on pins and needles until you guys announced it. Was it at all like that for you guys, or were you 100%? No, did you sleep good last night? What was it like for you?
This year was very smooth.
Okay.
100% with both those guys all the way through. It never at any point did they waver or we felt worried about any of that situation. Now, you always have a little bit of that, because you never know until they actually sign. But I know a lot of schools were trying to come in and flip them and make their last push. But both those guys were Broncos for a long time, and they stayed strong, and they'll be here in January, and excited to start working with those guys.
You got the directions memorized to his house by now, I guess?
Definitely.
we did see a couple, I guess. How many times did you go? You went each of the last 2 weeks, I guess? Or
I went twice.
Okay.
Yep, went twice these last 2 weeks.
With bringing in the second quarterback, too, what was that? Sometimes that can kind of, worry the other guy or back and forth. What was? I assumed you talked to Hank beforehand, but how did you kind of play that, and what was kind of the main reason for wanting and needing to bring in two guys?
It's never easy bringing in two quarterbacks, but both those guys, they've got great families. They understood the situation that we were in. Obviously, Hank was committed to us, first for a while, and with the Chase Court situation with his knee, we felt like we needed to bring in another one, and we talked to Hank, and his family about that situation, and understanding the business side of things as well, being something that we're going to need to get to our numbers at some point anyway. And he did a great job. His family did a great job of, pushing past the emotion and the ego, portion of it, and just understanding that this, needed to happen for the program. It's the best thing, for us as Boise State football. And both those guys, are locked in. They know each other. They've talked to each other, and they're both great people. So it'll be a fun room.
What is kind of the timetable for Chase, and when are you guys thinking he might be able to be back in the mix and going again? And this might be a dumb question, but was it easier to, late in the process, keep selling Hank that he might have more of an opportunity to actually compete for a starting job than maybe he would have thought before? Or?
Hank knows, and so does Caden. They both know that they're going to have to compete no matter what. Nothing's going to be given to them. They got to earn everything. And, we've been completely upfront, in that situation. And, Chase has got his battle with trying to get back as quickly as possible. And when that timetable is, we'll see. We'll see how quickly he responds and returns. But I'm sure he'll be in summer workouts and into fall camp and all that stuff. And that's what we expect and hope. So, but as far as spring goes, it's probably going to be a little early for him to be out on the field.
Mm-hmm. I guess final thing, just, you have the 15 guys, and I think only one decommitted from the entire class at any point during the, you guys pretty much got your guys and held on to them. How rare is that, and what does that says about this group, whether it be as coaches or players? You guys kind of identified who you wanted, you got them, and you kept them.
I think it says a lot about our program. It says a lot about Darren Usher, our coaches, Coach Harson. We feel like we do a really good job in recruiting. We're not a group that's going to over-offer, across the United States, and so we try to be selective and put the guys that we're putting out offers to, and then build those relationships. And you can tell by the guys that we signed and how many we brought in and all that stuff that the connections were there. and those guys are locked in. And again, everybody's trying to make, the other colleges are trying to make their push at the end to try to flip guys, and our guys stayed strong, and there wasn't, any surprises on signing day.